Welp, it's finally here. And for some reason, I'm kind of nervous. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is me, your boy, a nervous wreck right now. And today, we're going to be talking about a very important well, yeah, you can see that I'm nervous, really. Today, we're going to be talking about a compilation that, you know, has my name in it. You know, casually, casual flex. If you guys remember, I talked about the first Neoluminum compilation earlier in the year. Back when I was still not in Sweden. I am back here in Portugal to spend the holidays, and I decided, well, the compilation I'm talking about today dropped a few days ago. Why not make a video about it and try to edit it as fast as I can before returning to Sweden for 2 more weeks. Neoluminum blessed us with not only 1, but 2 more compilations, Side A and Side B. Side A is a compilation of all the songs the people that listen to Neoluminum said to be the best of this label. If you guys want to, I can make a quick review video on that as well, but this video is about Side B, which is a remix compilation of songs from the original compilation released in what was it, like July or something? A remix compilation with me in it somehow. Before I start with the proper review, I would like to say thank you for the Neoluminum community. An absolutely wholesome place to be in. I could not recommend joining their Discord server more than I will right now. They are a big ass bunch of really good people. Everyone there just cares about you. Oh, I love them with all my heart. And I want to thank them for not only accepting me in the community and, you know, making me a part of it, but also with the name corrections from the first video. Yeah, I kind of fucked up by names, saying their names. Again, I understand the hypocrisy of me not knowing how to say their names, but me writing my own name like this. But, you know, apparently in the video I said Desk's name well the first time. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Like I said, this compilation is of all of the remixes from the original compilation. And, oh god, I just woke up. Alright, so first remix. What a way to start the compilation. Already a really good remix to open up this new compilation. I like every single drop in this track. The first drop has a really nice flow, just flows really well. But then there's that second and third drop, which are just an explosion of color and melody, and it just takes the track to another level. And this is still only the first track. The whole compilation is like this. It's all really good. Marshall here doing an amazing job with Emphatic. And for the people that were complaining about the fake out of the first song being a little bit too long, it's actually used really well here as well, as, you know, a way to build the song even harder for that third drop. So, you know, everything about this remix is good. There is no downsides to this remix. What a way to open the compilation. The Yatowski remix of Smart Bomb goes dummy hard as fuck, boy. Turning this track into color based was possibly one of the best decisions ever made by mankind. Just by the intro, you know that this will go hard as fuck. But then comes that first drop and it just works really well. The original bass from the original Smart Bomb works really well in this, but then you have everything else around it. You just have this more composed sound evolving the original sample. What the fuck am I talking? I hope you can understand me. And then you have the build up again, then you have the second drop right afterwards, which just takes the insanity to a whole different level again. And then you have that nice little breakdown in the middle. And then you have like the third drop is like a weird mixture of the first 2 drops. It goes hard, but it's still not as hard as the second drop. But at the same time, it's like a nice marriage of the other drops from the track. This is just a second track, and it's already this insane. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind if every single remix off of this goddamn LP is like this. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, I will definitely run out of words to compliment these tracks, and we're only on track 3. Uplox does a madness with this track. The intro is possibly the best way those vocals could have been worked. It is just a really nice way. The vocals fit this track way better, and the transition using the vocals to the build-up is just amazing. Everything about just the intro tells you enough about how this track is going to sound like. And then you have that first drop, which is just, oh my god. It's perfect. It's the perfect drop for this song. Uplox does an amazing job at grabbing the original theming of Satellite and developing a lot more with their own sounds, their own environment, their own samples. It just all comes to a nice, pleasant drop to your ears. It goes into your head and it stays there. And then the Mad Lad decides to end the song with a garage drop, because why the fuck not? The garage drop just adds to the spacey vibe the track already had with the intro on the first drop. It complements the track really well. These are just a bunch of talented people. I don't know what else to say. This is just a bunch of talented people. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the first of 3 house remixes in this compilation, and this one goes straight out of like 2012 or something. DM8 grabs Blue into Blue and turns it house, and it actually works really well. The melody, the sounds all work well as house music, and the way DM8 worked with this and the way DM8 turned it into house reminds me a lot of like that type of house that you would see on like Proximity or Monster Cat or NXISE in like 2011, 2013. You know, your TimeWvrp and Project 46s. The whole song is just a nice, pleasant song. I could probably see this as like a song used in the beginning of a vlog. Like, I am going on a plane. You know, it would make just a nice, catchy, pleasant and catchy. I tried to mix those two words together. It's a nice, catchy song, is what I was trying to say. And I enjoyed the memes in the middle. It's a nice way to keep the track fresh and at the same time, you know, grab a little bit of entertainment value from it. DM8 did a really, really good job with Blue into Blue. I'm saying the track name is Blue Into. Yeah, it's Blue Into. Like, my stupidity goes beyond artist names. It sometimes can go into tracks. What the fuck? NXISE does a madness again. They had made one of my favorite tracks from the original compilation with their track Spiral, and they might have just made one of my favorite remixes from this compilation as well. Core Oversight. Core Oversight, what the fuck? Possibly the most experimental remix in the compilation. It's just mind-blowing. It's insanity, yet you still can go hand in hand with it. It's chaotic good. That first drop goes absolutely everywhere, yet that is what makes it good. The onion breaks, the 8-bit melody, the turn into hardcore. The transition from the build-up to the drop is absolutely gorgeous, and the vocals are well used in it. And then the second drop, that's vocal chops done well. An insane track from start to finish. The only problem with this track is that it is extremely small. Actually, for the love of God, if we're gonna continue making Core, make the bitch longer, because I want more actually Core. You. Now, this is the first of 2 ZeroLab remixes, and just by this first one, you know why he's here twice. ZeroLab grabs gamma rays and turns it into a nice mid-tempo song with sound design that honestly fits the name Gamma Rays really well. When I hear this track, I do see like rays being shot from a ship, so the theming is dead on. You know how I, on the first video, compared the original Gamma Rays to what would happen if Vandals tried to imitate Voltra? Well, this remix reminds me of Violence by Eptic, so the comparisons don't end there. It's bouncy, but it's serious, but it doesn't take itself too serious with the you know, little small vocal sample in the middle of the drops, especially in the second drop where the dude gets a fucking rewind selected or whatever the fuck cool people now say. There's the mid section with the dude saying gamma rays very like he really wants you to know that the track is called Gamma Rays. And you see this going off live. Like I said, this is why he's here twice. This is his style and he nails it. So what else is there to say other than he's golden? Sidrone, I think, went too hard on this track. The third-party crashes from just a nice tech house track that would go off in a party in the middle of a university city in fucking Sweden to you kinda just fucked up another villain of a fucking random video game is chasing you with the most powerful weapon strapped to his back, and now you have to do a quick time event to run or else you die. In real life, he will go through your TV and fucking kill you. Sidrone just grabs Party Crasher and flips it on his head. Just turns it into a demonic anthem. Sidrone, calm down. You don't need to go that hard. You already have an LP released on Neoluminum. We already know you're kind of goated. You're kind of cracked. You gotta insert expression to show my happiness by listening to this track here. The first drop just hits you like a truck. In fact, the whole track hits you like a truck. The intro is just the main bass line, then it has a lot of elements coming in, building up tension. Then you just have the horns from the original, but now way more louder and way more natural. And then you just have that first techno drop that kicks you right in the gonads. And then when you think the track is gonna calm down, you get the second drop right away with the vocal saying Party Crasher. People will look at you if you're playing this as the DJ, and then they will just go mad. They will be absolutely doing the fucking worm on the floor, break dancing, throwing themselves off windows. That is how insane this track is. Kudos for absolutely making a titanic track. Just how the fuck am I in this compilation? We're like 6 tracks in and look at the goddamn quality they have. Why the fuck am I here? I think this is one of the best tracks of this year. Dead ass. They dead ass made one of the best tracks of this year. I am not joking. It is on my best of playlist of this year. You are up there next to Space Lasers and Basic for me. The original Mad Bounce had, you know, a nice bounce to it, hence the name of the track. It's just a nice little track that, you know, you could vibe to. It reminded me a lot of, you know, those indie video games that would release on Newgrounds. Yet Azul just comes in and just makes this track possibly the banger of the compilation. It does everything correctly. It does the intro correctly, the build-up correctly, the drops are satisfying, both of them. They go with a nice length, and then the second half of the drop with those extra chords to add melody to it. Oh my god. This remix reminds me a lot of the style Falcon Funk had back when they were still a really consistent artist. You know, tracks like Arcade Love and Pounds. And the fact is, you don't see glitch hop anymore. It's pretty much a dormant genre. And if Azul is going to keep making glitch hop like this, that hits hard, but at the same time it's funky, then I wouldn't mind Azul being the flagship standard for what glitch hop should be for the next few years. It's that good. It's up there with me as one of the best tracks of 2022. My favorite genre, drum and bass. Twar, I think that's how you say it, does an amazing job at turning Roadblock into an absolutely insane track again. The original Roadblock, again, had that sense of urgency, you know, you're running away from something. Twar takes the track, and instead of you being the chased, you're now the chaser. You are now the person that is going to chase a motherfucker. This is a really good Neurofunk remix. Only small complaint that I have, and that is like on me, not on the track, is the fact that the main synth, like the original synth, it's like a different key than the basses, and it kind of creates some dissonance with me. That's just probably something that I have to get used to it. The bass itself, the drop itself is insane. And I think it uses the drum loop from the original, like the same pattern as the original Roadblock. If it does, then it uses it in a really good way. It adds more impact to it than the original. And to our group, if it's the same, evolves it and uses it in a way more effective way to create way more impact and drama with the song and the basses used. Everything about this remix is perfect except for that synth. Again, that could just be me being a little bit of a nitpicky bitch. Sphinxes does this track justice really well. The way that Sphinxes uses the intro of the original track and transforms it into this remix is a really nice transformation and really well used. The build-ups are nice and the drops hit hard. This is exactly what a remix like this should be, and it's a perfect remix for this track. The sound design here goes insane and fits the theme of Confused Ray really well. And the change of pattern in the second one keeps the track fresh while still allowing for the original pattern of the first drop to come in and again hit hard. But for me, my favorite part is not the drops or the build-up or the intro or the outro or anything. It's the pre-drop. That is some nice crispy meme usage. So kudos to Sphinxes for making an absolute banger and making me laugh and making one of the most memorable remixes just because of the Dukes of Hazzard horn. Yeah, nah, I know my American pop culture. Fuck you if you think I don't. Hey, Ranipla, what the fuck were you taking when you were making this remix? Because I would like 5 crates of this, okay? I think I have enough money for it. The original Hydrogen Man went nutty, and I'm still pissed off because of the knocking at the end of the song. Bitch slapped me because of that. But this remix just... The first drop reminds me a lot of the Recency Effect, that album that AU5 and Mr. Bill had with each other. That's how insane the sound design is. And then the way that it brings the original samples in the middle of it. You know, you have this first half crazy sound design going all over the place, and then you have the second one with the melodic stabs and the little arpeggio. I think it's called an arpeggio. Just go insane. Insane from beginning to end. And before I forget to talk about this, the build-up and the fake-out? My god, it's the perfect way to begin this first drop. And the second drop as well. It grabs the sound design from the first drop, leads you into thinking that that's how the second drop is gonna sound, and then it just hits you with a blast of synths all over the place and uses the original sound really well. But then there's that second half of the second drop with that blaring Reese bass just... Oh my god, what a way to finish off the track. It feels like you're fighting this titanic creature and that is the decisive moment. It's like you're going to stick the sword from one of the big ass creatures in Shadow of the Colossus. You're climbing there, you're on the top of the head, and when the drop ends, you stick your sword right where it tells you to. It's an amazing drop. And can I just say, the dude used the knocking part of the track, the part that trolled a lot of people and probably pissed them off royally, and use that as a bass. What the fuck? Like, how do you come up with that idea? This is just an insane track, and just like with what happened with Confused, but it fits the theming of the Hydrogen Man really well. It's another perfect remix. I'm trying to describe these tracks and they're all perfect. Come on, man. It's time for the track that I couldn't say the name because I don't know Hebrew. I know how to say it, people. I know how to say it. Pixel Brows grabs the original Gehenna, which was probably the hardest track in the original, and turns it into a badass anthem. I do see like someone having that type of walk like this, like, yeah, just fuck your bitch and your mom at the same time. I'm cringe as hell. The flow really emphasizes that. The sound really emphasize that. The snare in the first drop really emphasizes that. It's a track that you would see if Road to Shaw scored an absolute filthy banger at FIFA, if he still knew how to play the game. But then, that second drop comes and changes the snare and the whole mood changes. It's now a hard-hitting track and it pulls off the snare switch perfect. Pixel Brows does an amazing job grabbing Gehenna and turning it into what it is, but I only have one problem, and it's the same problem that I had with the Eckley song. It's too short. I want more of this. It's still a really good track and I still adore it, but it asks for more. Just a little bit longer. You can have a nice little outro, like Garage, do what other people did, and do a little bit of Garage, a little bit of halftime, like what happened with Spiral. Why did I say that like if I was saying Spyro? I just watched the 2-hour Kadikarus video of the whole Spyro thing, so that's probably why. Still, an amazing remix that I would definitely show my friends either asking me, hey, could you recommend me a nice little dubstep tune for the car ride? I would bop this on the aux cord and pray that I wouldn't be kicked off because, you know, different tastes in music. I might be the only person listening to EDM in my college, so it feels good to be different. Fun fact, as I was working on my Oversight remix, I was also working on a Threat remix. Thank God I stopped because I would have lost. I would have lost. Dead ass. I wouldn't have been in here. This is too good. Dicto ramps a track that I like, but I had a lot of problems, specifically with some parts sounding empty, and just fixes that issue quickly. It already upgrades the track by just putting insane sound design in it. But it's not even that. You have variation in both of the drops and in the drops themselves. The first drop being this sort of broken pattern thing of just tear out, but you know, you still have to kind of accompany it. But then you have a snare change, a pattern change. You have a lot more elements in it. It just works really well. It flows really well. Then you have that mid section that takes the metal aspect of the song and goes full-blown metal. Absolutely works with the track. And then you have that second drop, which was the drop used in the preview on the channel. It's the perfect way to end the track. It goes hard. It makes you headbang. It should be signed to Disciple Roundtable. I will say one thing though, and this isn't a criticism, this is actually a recommendation. If you want to get the true experience and listen to this track as it should and pay the proper respects to it, listen with headphones. Then the experience is going to be 100 times better. Trust me. It's another banger. It's another banger. I will put this on. I will put this on sets. I will put this on sets. Now, this is the second Zero Lab remix on this compilation, and it's probably my favorite of the two. The sound design here works really well, probably better than on the first remix that he made. Listening to this reminds me a lot of a pinball machine, with all the sounds of the ball hitting the bumpers and everything, and you're just trying to make the ball be up on the platform. Everything really works well with the track based on that. I like the small little jazz buffet references in the middle of the drop. I really like the usage of the vocals. I now understand exactly what the person was saying. Even back when Sphinxes was using that sample in, I believe, Overdrive, I was still trying to decipher exactly what he was saying, but now this track helped me out as well. And it's another badass track. It's kind of like the Pixel Growl remix of Gehenna. It grabs this sort of hard-hitting track and just makes it into a badass anthem. You would see this as a walkout song for a boxing fight. If KSI doesn't use this in this next match, I will probably understand, because KSI also makes music and he would like to use his own music for like this is why. Look at the music Neoluminum is releasing. This is quality. This is bangers. Zero Lab does another amazing job. Give this man praise. Give this man attention. Give this man a contract. Whatever else, let him. I'm sounding like real Ferdinand here.
Get the contract out. Put it on the table. Yeah. Let him sign it. Let him write whatever numbers he wants to put on there.
Dude, that's kind of insane.
And as we were speaking about the second Zero Lab remix, we also have our second Pixel Rouse remix. And again, this for me is probably better than the first remix. The problem that I had with the first remix, it being too short, doesn't apply here. This song is long enough for me to vibe. The intro is basically the intro of the original without the synth-wavy kicks. However, when the drum pattern shows up, it just works really well with the intro, and it really sets you up for the track. And then the drops themselves, that sustained made me bass face. That sustained made me bass face. It's perfect rhythm, that first drop. And so it's kind of funny that it is the perfect rhythm, because they're fighting the Rhythm Queen. So you know, it's going to be a funny mashup. mashup. Mashup is what I would do if I wanted to mash Delinquent with a Barely Alive song. And then the second drop does what the second drop of the Gehenna remix does, which is a snare flip. And again, the snare flip works really well. And then you have the changes in the basses as well. And it's just, again, another great example of how a change up for the second drop should be like. Pixel Growls knocking it out of the park again. And that outro with the broken drum pattern. It's just another great way to finish the track. Pixel Growls again nailing how to do a remix. This is why he also has a release on Neoluminum Galaxy, and that release is also on Side A. Yeah, I can now see why CHVMBO is called the Britain Queen. I am going to be completely honest with you. This remix of Smart Bomb progresses itself over time. Out of the 3 versions of this track, the original, the Yatowski remix, and this one probably has the cleanest intro. The first drop starts off really well, but then progresses into that second half, and that second half is where it really starts to shine. It turns itself into a heater. I am now receiving heat in a very cold part of the year. And then you have the second drop, which is just filthy. It really takes the song to a whole nother level. It is an amazing drop that just goes hard. Plain and simple, it's a song that goes hard. But that second, third drop, I really don't understand the classification of drops when it comes to double drops. When it's a double drop, do you guys count it as like one drop twice or 2 drops put together? Because I count 1 drop twice. That final drop, that's the one that I'm talking about, is just amazing, and that is why she is called the Britain Queen. This remix of Alpha Mark makes it sound like you're going to face off the final boss of Neoluminum. It's dramatic, it's tense, it's hard-hitting. Turning Alpha Mark into mid-tempo was always going to be something challenging due to how bright the original song sounded like. But Cathedrals made it work really well. That first drop's sound design reminds me a lot of Raz, but I'm not talking about like the mechanical Raz, I'm talking more akin to like Purple Gusher. Filthy, disgusting, natural sounding. It sounds like something from like I don't know, you're ripping someone's intestine. I don't fucking know. My comparisons kind of suck. The intro in the mid section really add up to that tension that the track is building, and that feeling of facing off against the final boss that for some reason is a cat. But then, can I just talk again about that second drop? That second drop is amazing. It releases the tension the track was building throughout the entirety of the song before that. It feels like the final showdown's final part. You're facing off against the final boss. He's like just one hit from death, and you're going at it. And again, it feels like Shadow of the Colossus, but way more epic and way more dramatic. It works really well. Cathedrals really does a good job at turning this into a dramatic song. Now, this is the second out of 3 remixes that are house. Psychedelic does an amazing job turning Oversight into house music. The way the vocals are processed really fit the track well in both drops. The rap part in the middle is really well handled with a nice set of drum changes and drum patterns and synths in the background to really add to the fact that this overall is a sad song. The drops are really well made. I like the melody in both of them. Even though the first half of the second drop is the original melody, it's still tackled really well. Psychedelic turning this into a really good house track. I've seen someone in the comment section of the SoundCloud upload say that this is color house. I don't mind calling this color house because it does feel like color house. It's just a perfect blending of both color bass and house music, and Psychedelic really being able to push this track up using these 2 styles together. Another great example of the talent Neoluminum has in store. See, like I said on my Holostep video, this is why Psychedelic, you should not go down on yourself. Do not doubt yourself. You make bangers. People are saying that you make bangers. I'm saying that you make bangers. You want this competition. Don't beat yourself up, okay? STYKS, you fucking mad lad. STYKS grabbed one of the most hard-hitting songs from the original and just completely flipped it on its head way more than Side Day with Party Crashers. The original Delinquent was Britam full on through. It was hard-hitting, it was banging, it was supposed to make your neck be broken at the end of it. This remix reminds me a lot of the remix of This Could Be Us that won the second biggest remix competition of all time from Disciple. It grabbed a really hard-hitting banger song and just made it melodic and smooth and calm and completely the opposite of the original. However, I say that STYKS made this work better than whoever won that remix competition for This Could Be Us, because this is just beautiful. It sounds like you're in the depths of the ocean looking at the coral reefs at the ocean floor. It is very colorful and pleasant and nice. This song just soothes you, it calms you, it makes you feel relaxed. STYKS just surprises me with this remix. This on paper shouldn't be working, but it works too well. He's kind of cracked, okay? He's kind of cracked. Now, speaking of beautiful remixes, we've got to talk about the Cloudy remix of Blue Wings of Blue. Turning this track into Future Rhythm works really, really well. And Cloudy just makes it probably the most beautiful remix in the whole package for me. First drop hits hard, but at the same time makes you just feel happy. It's like a nice explosion of color. It just makes you feel like you're floating again. Instead of the STYKS remix saying you under the water to look at the coral reef, this remix makes you, oh my fucking god, I forgot about this pop-up thing. This remix makes you feel like you're flying above the ocean. It's just a nice, lovely remix. And then there's that garage mid-section right before the second drop, which elevates the track even more. And then there's the second drop that just cements the track as probably one of the best remixes of this compilation. The slower melody compared to the first one, the harsher sounds still working well with the more melodic sounds, the great usage of the original tracks as samples to work as synths and as backing for the track. It's just beautiful from beginning to end. If you want to look at how the track actually looks like, Cloudy actually has a YouTube video of our the FL project and the Ableton project already assembled and just playing the track. So if you want to see the insides of this remix, go to their video. I will put it on the description. JP, put the fucking thing in the description. Last time you said you were going to put something in the description, you forgot to do it, you fucking dunce.
Standing at the edge of a 10-foot drop, yeah.
Oh god, no, I have to talk about my remix. Fuck, I don't want to do this. Instead of trying to describe the track and give my own opinions like I did with the other 20 remixes, I will kind of do what I did with the Hollow Step video and just talk about how the remix was made. This was again back when I was still in Sweden, and I was just working on a little synth that supposedly the Prodigy used for Wild Frontier from the Day Is My Enemy LP. I was just working around it and I found that on the key and the pattern that is on the remix, it worked really well. So I just wanted to make a track revolving out of that. But as I was working on the track, I thought to myself, wait a second, this could kind of work well as an Oversight remix. So I just added the vocals and developed the track from that. If I could, I would show you the FL project and describe it with a lot more detail. But I did the remix on a doo-doo ass fucking laptop, and I know that using OBS there to stream it would just completely break the computer. So that's kind of how I made the remix, and I wasn't really sure if people were going to like it or not. I mean, yeah, it's a nice track, but have you seen the length of the fucking track? Every single other track is like, you know, 3 minutes, 2 minutes. Then it comes JP Keys, the big dumb Portuguese person, with an 8-minute long remix of a track that was originally free. I wanted to make a progressive house, okay? I like my progression. I'm on the compilation. Really? So, what the fuck? Because of it, I would like to thank the Neoluminum community for accepting my remix and loving it so much. I think even X2H said that this was their favorite remix on the whole compilation. And to that I say, bro, have you heard the compilation? Ranipla, Azul, Cloudy, Sidrone, every single person here has done an amazing remix. So instead of me giving my opinion of the track, I would like to ask you guys to give your opinions on the tracks. Both mine and the people that also are in this compilation in the comment section. I'm not the only one that made a remix. Every single person here deserves attention. Every person here deserves love. So, you know.
Standing at the edge of a 10-foot drop, yeah.
Hi, just had to quickly stop the recording. I was with people in my house, and because, you know, today is Christmas, I'm recording this in Christmas. What a way to also end the compilation. Again, reminding me of the biggest remix competition of all time. It reminds me of the We Don't Play remix that won before everyone had a silly fit, including myself, wanting the Rushdown remix to appear. However, this one makes a little bit more sense to be on the compilation than the mashup on the biggest remix compilation. It's not an official remix, it's just what I said to myself how the mashup in that compilation should be. A fun little track that puts all the tracks from the original album together because it's just a fun thing to do. This was made by Marshall, who is the person that did the first remix, the one for Emphatic, and they are showing their talent not only in music production but in mashup construction as well. All the tracks work really well, the mashup is really fun, it's just all nice from beginning to end, and I really do dig the outro, having the little twingly melody from Smart Bomb when the bass of Party Crasher. Marshall does end the album really well with a nice mashup, so GG on that one. And that was it. All 23 tracks from Neoluminum Side B. I cannot recommend more joining the Discord server and just talking to them. They're all a bunch of nice people, and I am very happy to meet them this year. I'm gonna say they kind of gave me a really nice gift when with my remix being in this compilation. So thank you not only for this selfish thing of me really wanting the remix to win, but also for just being a bunch of nice people. I kind of feel bad not talking that much to them and only being a lurker. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, like I said in the beginning, if you guys want to, I can make a video about Side A and my opinions on the tracks the community believes to be the best of this year. I've heard one or two of them, and I can already say that the list is kind of goated, so, you know, it's already a pretty good start. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice new year and new holidays as well, because I might not be recording any new videos before the end of the year. And thank you, Neoluminum, for pretty much everything, including giving us this beautiful collection of music and pretty much giving all of us really good music throughout 2022. What a label this one is. I can definitely see them becoming a big label. See ya.